Exciting. My name is Linnea Gagliano. I work at Travel Oregon, and we have been having Eclipse on our brain for well over a year. We've really been planning this. I know that it's on the tip of everybody's tongue right now, and we're here gathered to talk about all of the planning and collaboration that went on to make sure that this is the best experience possible. That's what we're all striving for. We want Oregonians to have the best experience possible during this celestial event, and we want visitors to go back and talk about how much they loved Oregon and how welcome they felt. So with that, we've all been collaborating and planning this for, like I said, well over a year under the direction of Governor Brown. So with that, I would like to introduce Governor Brown to talk a little bit more about our planning processes. Governor Brown.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. And yes, we are all excited and thrilled to kick off the final countdown to the total solar eclipse in the great state of Oregon. It's truly a once-in-a-lifetime event, and Oregon, the entire state, is totally ready to help all of you enjoy it. Oregonians and our visitors should know that state agencies, along with our local, tribal, and federal partners, have done extensive planning to help make the 2017 total solar eclipse a safe and memorable event. The Oregon Office of Emergency Management has led the state's coordination efforts. I want to thank Andrew Phelps and his team for all of his efforts. Thank you, Andrew. Where are you? Thank you. I also want to extend my appreciation to all the agencies and organizations statewide who've worked diligently this past year with community organizations and local and federal partners as we gear up for the eclipse. Planning for this 2017 total solar eclipse is perhaps the largest scale, real-world coordinating effort that the state has taken on, and we are more than ready for this event. Already, the Oregon National Guard is deployed throughout the state helping to fight fires. However, I've activated additional Guard resources to support eclipse activities along the path of totality. And you're going to hear next from Major General Stencil on where and how Guard personnel will be deployed. You're also going to hear from several other agencies that stand ready. However, as prepared as the state is, it will take the collective actions of individuals and Oregonians and our visitors to help make this a historic event, both safe and fun for everyone. I cannot overstate the importance of planning ahead and preparing for traffic. Plan ahead. Arrive at your viewing sites early. Make sure you are stocked with supplies that includes food and water, and certainly be mindful of wildfire conditions. When traveling around our great state, it's important to leave no trace by leaving sites as you found them, disposing of waste responsibly, respecting wildlife, and of course being considerate of other visitors. As we're now seeing, August is peak wildfire season in Oregon. No fire risks, and respect fire restrictions, including campfire bans. Lastly, again, we're going to encourage everyone to arrive early and stay for a while to relax and safely enjoy our beautiful state during the eclipse. We, the entire state of Oregon, look forward to welcoming the 2017 total solar eclipse. And we're also going to send a friendly shout out to my colleague, Governor McMaster of South Carolina, who will see the final glimpses of the eclipse. So thanks again, and be sure to follow OR Eclipse for the latest eclipse news and information. And now I'm very pleased to introduce the Adjutant General, Mike Stencil. Come on up, Mike.
Good morning. Thank you, Governor Brown. And thank you to everyone for the support, coordination, and cooperation leading up to this historic event. The Oregon Military Department is just one of nearly 60 Oregon agencies that are all working closely together to provide a safe environment for Oregonians and the hundreds of thousands of visitors potentially coming to Oregon to experience the eclipse. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all of us to see a breathtaking natural phenomenon. And as Oregon citizen soldiers and airmen, we are pleased to support our communities and our fellow state agencies in ensuring everyone has a safe experience during this event. At Governor Brown's request, your National Guard will be strategically placed across the state to support communities within the path of fatality. We are positioned to assist in medical evacuation, search and rescue, traffic management, and ongoing fighting efforts. We are also prepared to support any unforeseen challenges that may arise as well. The Oregon National Guard is simultaneously supporting our state and nation, both at home and abroad. Here at home, Governor Brown called approximately 150 ground and aviation service members to state active duty to augment first responder firefighting efforts across the state. This is in addition to the approximately 250 Guard members deployed around the globe, supporting our national interests. The success of this event is also dependent upon all of us being responsible citizens, being good neighbors to our fellow Oregonians, and good hosts to our guests that are visiting the state. Individual preparedness, patience, and cooperation are critical to mitigating hazards and facilitating a quick response for assistance if it is needed. So please plan ahead, be safe, and enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime experience. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to my Director for the Office of Emergency Management, Andrew Phelps. Thank you.
Thank you, General Stencil and Governor Brown, for your leadership as we ready Oregonians for this particular event. I'd like to begin by thanking all the local, tribal, state, and even federal partners, as well as our nonprofit and private sector partners that have contributed to the planning for this unprecedented event here in Oregon. We've never really planned for an event quite like this, of the size, scope, and geographic scale, so we needed to make some planning assumptions as we geared up for the anticipated visitors that would be coming to Oregon to view this once-in-a-lifetime experience. For planning purposes, we've made the estimation with our partners that about 1 million folks will be in Oregon for the Eclipse. Additionally, Oregonians from across the state will be flocking to the Path of Totality to view the event in its entirety. We assume that local resources may become overwhelmed given the influx of visitors, and increased traffic combined with degraded cell phone service and communications infrastructure might impact our ability to manage an incident typically how we would on a blue sky day. That really has predicated and informed all of the planning we've done with our partners. To help minimize any negative impacts that this eclipse might bring, we are asking Oregonians and visitors to Oregon for the event to do a couple of simple things. Have a plan, know where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, and plan on staying a little bit past the eclipse. Also understand this eclipse event is more than just the 2 minutes of totality. Our planning efforts assume a start date of tomorrow and go through the 22nd of August. Be wildfire smart, observe burn bans, and if you see smoke in the forest, don't assume that someone else has called 911. Call 911 or report that fire to authorities until you see emergency services on the scene. Treat this like a road trip. Regardless of how far you're traveling from home to view the eclipse, plan on having enough food, water, medication if you require medication, to sustain yourself for the duration of the eclipse. Also, plan for changing weather conditions. Our forecasters are doing a great job of letting us know what the weather's going to look like in Oregon across the path of totality, but we also understand here in Oregon, weather can change at a moment's notice, so plan for all particular environments in which you'll be. Keep road clear for emergency vehicles. Don't plan on just stopping on the shoulder of a highway, interstate, or road. Try to find a designated parking area to view the eclipse. If you're traveling during the eclipse and you see emergency lights in your rearview mirror, slow down and pull over so that those emergency vehicles can get where they're needed. And most importantly, see something, say something. That's a message we've been emphasizing throughout the year and leading up to this event. If you see something that looks suspicious, something that looks out of place, or you see someone that may need emergency medical, fire, or police services, call 911. Again, don't assume someone else has made that phone call. From a planning perspective, we're treating this event at the Office of Emergency Management and across the emergency preparedness sector in the state of Oregon as we would any emergency. We're leaning forward. We understand we have one chance to get this right from a public safety preparedness standpoint. We want to make sure that the State Emergency Coordination Center, which will be active here in Salem, is focused on monitoring and maintaining situational awareness, providing timely and accurate public information to those that are here in Oregon to view the eclipse, and also to assist with identifying rumors and misinformation that may be out there pertaining to the eclipse. steering folks on social media to best practices, official sources of information so that they can view this eclipse safely, and ensure that everyone takes away only positive memories from their time in Oregon viewing this event. And with that, I believe, back to you, Linnea. Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so we wanted to talk a little bit about the inspiration for this eclipse as well, knowing that this is going to be a lifetime experience for a lot of Oregonians and visitors. So at Travel Oregon, what we strive to do every day is to create economic impact and jobs for Oregonians. Right now it's an $11.3 billion industry, and we directly employ more than 109,000 Oregonians. And we know that this eclipse is going to bring in a lot of great positive economic impact. We don't know exactly what that will be, but we know it's going to be quite a bit. So we realized right away that we needed to create some inspirational pieces to make sure that folks know, don't just come out just for the eclipse, come out and make it a vacation. It's the end of August, it's perfect vacation time, and Oregon is the perfect place for your vacation destination. So inside of our visitor guide, we created an eclipse guide to make sure that people knew where to go within the path of totality, and then those communities just outside the path of totality, so that economic impact is felt throughout the entire state. And it also helps disperse visitors. We have the visitor guide, like I said, and then we have some glasses that are included, and these are safe glasses. I know a lot of things have been being recalled, and it's really important to make sure that your glasses are safe. These are safe and very cool looking, so you may want to pick some up. I have some here for you. We also want to make sure that frontline staff, just like Governor Brown said, we want to make sure everybody is really prepared for this. So we know we have a lot of frontline staff who will be working with visitors and Oregonians alike, and we want to make sure that they know how to prepare before you go and how to make sure that you are able to take care of yourself and pack a printed map in case those cell phone services go out. And act local. You know, Oregonians are pretty nice. Smile, say hello. Wait your turn at stop signs and enjoy the journey as much as the destination. And that's what we really want. Everything, like I said, we want to make sure that everyone has the best experience possible, and that it's not just economic impact, which is fantastic, but we want these people to go home and say, I am going back to Oregon and you have to come with me. It doesn't matter if there's a celestial event or not. This place is amazing. And we want Oregonians to welcome visitors. We have the chance to have visitors feel really welcomed by Oregonians, and for them to know what kind of people we really are, and so that they want to come back and visit here, and Oregonians have that great experience to tell their grandchildren. And so with that, that's what we've all been striving for. And a lot of that's going to look like camping and having a lot of family fun. And so right now I'd like to throw it to Doug Graff with the Oregon Department of Forestry to talk a little bit about how to prepare and what that camping looks like and how to leave no trace. Doug.
Thank you very much, and good morning. My name is Doug Graff. I serve as Chief of Fire Protection for the Oregon Department of Forestry. I'm here today to assure you that Oregon's wildfire protection system is fully activated, ready to respond to new fires on the landscape, continuing fire suppression activities on existing fires across the landscape, and delivering strong wildfire prevention messaging to avoid any new fires. Oregon's complete and coordinated fire protection system is a partnership with landowners, firefighting contractors, federal partners, Oregon's tribes, local fire departments, rangeland fire departments, as well as other state agencies I'm sharing the podium with today, and many in the room. And it takes that coordination and that effort to be ready. And I'm very proud of Oregon's system. For Oregon Department of Forestry, our mission in this protection system is clear. We fight fire aggressively to keep fires small, minimize suppression costs, and minimize loss of Oregon's treasured natural resources. As you can expect, ODF will be fully staffed the week of the eclipse, pre-positioning helicopters, air tankers, engines, dozers, and firefighters in areas of high fire occurrence where we experience, and where there are planned events across the state, keeping our focus on firefighter safety and public safety. To date, Oregon has experienced a very challenging fire season. We have 1,300 fires to date across the landscape. We burned a total of 205,000 acres across Oregon. With the recent lightning activity, fire causes are split between lightning and human-caused fires evenly. Oregon currently has 12 incident management teams deployed across the state, managing existing fires. And we've experienced a total of 41 large fires across the state to date. As you've heard from Governor Brown and speakers before me, we are excited to share our state with visitors and experience this historical event. And it's important to recognize a solar eclipse aligns with our peak Oregon's fire season, which means we have to be ready and prepared, and I'm very comfortable that we are. Thanks to extensive planning and coordination with our partners, there are excellent fire prevention resources available for individuals traveling to view the eclipse. Please take advantage and plan ahead. Go to Oregon's website, ODF's, Oregon Department of Forestry's website, and view the public fire restrictions map. This is an excellent tool to identify wherever you're going in Oregon to understand the restrictions on the landscape, whether that's U.S. Forest Service lands or BLM lands, Bureau of Land Management, or national parks, so that we can be fire safe, understand those restrictions. These links also highlight trail closures due to current fire activities that we're working hard to reopen for the public and visitors. I encourage all Oregonians to be fire wise and visit Keep Oregon Green's website, providing for excellent wildfire prevention and tools and education tools and guidance. To close, we are in peak Oregon's fire season. ODF is prepared for action along with our partners. You can help by preventing fires by being informed. We're confident, very confident, that we can all work together to make this event memorable for all the right reasons. Thank you.
And now I know what's really been on everyone's minds, is it going to be cloudy? And as the Director of Communications for Travel Oregon, I don't get to say this very often, but Oregon has the best chance for cloudless skies across the path of totality. But we don't know, there's still a chance. So here to give us some insight into that is Tyree Wild from the National Weather Service. So Tyree, please.
Thanks, Lene. Again, my name is Tyree Wild. I'm the Warning Coordination Meteorologist with NOAA's National Weather Service. So as we've heard here today, viewing the eclipse is really a chance of a lifetime. It's going to stick around. It's going to be in our memories for generations. And I really can't think of a better opportunity for us to showcase the magnificence of our citizens here. As we heard here, we're going to have almost 1 million visitors come to our state. So this is going to be a great opportunity for people to see the greatness of Oregon and how great the people are here. And of course, when the people come to the state here to view the eclipse, one of the most forefront things on their mind is what's going to be the weather forecast. In particular, what's going to be the cloud cover. Am I going to be able to view the eclipse where I'm at? So I'm going to address that here a little bit, but before I do that, I want to kind of back up to just a couple of days ago. As you know, this past weekend, we had a pretty significant change in our weather pattern. We had a weather system come through, gave us a little bit of rain, but more importantly, it really cleaned out all that smoke we've had from the wildfires over the past couple of weeks, and that's really, really good news. So that's been a good enhancement, and it's also improved our air quality issues that we were having due to the wildfire smoke. So as far as the forecast, as we kind of fast forward into what we expect next Monday on Eclipse Day, some of the good news is we really see no major weather systems coming our way. So across the state, we kind of expect seasonal temperatures. That's roughly in the 80s right now across the state, across that path of totality. So no excessive heat is expected, so that's good news. We're also not expecting any thunderstorms, so that's really good for our wildfire danger. However, we are going to be in a pattern that we're going to see occasional clouds move through the state from time to time. So right now it looks like central and eastern Oregon has the best chances of viewing the eclipse. And west of the Cascades, we have kind of a greater likelihood of some clouds moving through from time to time. And so that's where the uncertainty is in the forecast, is that cloud cover forecast. And in particular, one thing we're kind of looking at is we do expect a weather system coming in here next Tuesday. So that's going to bring clouds, maybe even some chance of rain. So the timing of that weather system is critical. If that weather system speeds up 12 to 18 hours, we can certainly expect more cloud cover. Today's trends are improving trends. It looks like that weather system's going to stay offshore, at least till Tuesday, so that's good news. So today's weather forecast actually looks pretty good for even west of the Cascades. Maybe some clouds on the coast, maybe the northern Willamette Valley with some clouds in the path of totality west of the Cascades, but certainly viewable. So this is where the uncertainty is, and our team across the weather offices in Oregon is going to be kind of monitoring that and updating that forecast daily and keeping people informed. So one thing I will kind of address is the wildfire and smoke concern as we go through. So as I noted earlier, the air quality has really improved since we had 2 weeks ago. But there is some smoke and air quality concerns right in the vicinity of the wildfires. So most people are going to be okay, but right in the vicinity of the wildfires, we do see that smoke kind of congregate around the wildfires and then kind of move in close to the ground during the early morning hours. So this is probably not going to be an issue for viewing the eclipse, but it could create some health issues for those folks who have sensitive to smoke in and near the wildfires. And I will just kind of expand on what Doug was saying. Our fire danger is still very, very high in the state. Our fuels are extremely dry. The humidity is still pretty low, so the fire danger is high. We're not expecting any natural causal fires from lightning per se as we go through the eclipse, but man-made fires is still a threat, so we have to be vigilant out there. So with that, I think I'll turn it back to Lynette.
All right, so with this, I'm sure that questions are probably what everybody wants to ask, right? That's what you do with questions. But we wanted to open it up for questions. We thought we'd kind of keep it to subject matter. Thought that would help organize the questions a little bit. So I thought I would throw it out for any transportation questions that anyone has. I know that ODOT has done a really great job of raising awareness about what to expect, and I think that's going to really help with expectations. Yes.
Yeah. What does ODOT expect as far as impact on traffic patterns via the weather the day of?
Tom, from ODOT, Tom Fuller.
So your question is what we expect from the weather?
Like if it's cloudy, say in Salem, what do you expect people to do?
That's been one of our biggest concerns, is that if people realize that the clouds might cover the eclipse, that they might try to move to another location. This is especially possible on the coast where we have the marine layer that can come in. We only have a few highways that are coming from the coast back into the valley. We know that those routes are going to be crowded anyway after the eclipse, but if there's cloud cover, the main concern is that people will try to get back to the valley. The bottom line is, don't do it. There's just no way, if there's cloud cover on the coast, you're going to make it back in the valley in time to see the eclipse. So really our message is to stay put, because getting around on the state highway system with 1 million extra visitors to the state is going to be problematic at best.
I mean, the people who are going to the coast, especially visitors from out of state, I don't. If there is cloud cover, I don't really expect them to heed your warnings. No offense. So what is ODOT prepared for as far as eventualities in this case?
Absolutely, and I think that extends beyond just whether there's clouds or not, because we have potentially hundreds of thousands more vehicles in the state anyway for the eclipse. And so part of what we're doing is, even starting today, we in our 5 ODOT districts around the state, and certainly in the path of totality, we're bringing all of our maintenance staff into sort of a heightened state of coverage to help keep traffic moving safely. We have utilized, or will utilize, a team of soldiers from the Oregon National Guard to help in traffic management, especially in the Madras and Central Oregon area. And one of the things we've done, and maybe more to your question, is we are deploying lots of our variable message signs around the state in order to give people on the road the best information that we can in terms of what the conditions are up in front of them. Another thing that we have put into place, which may or may not be available to people on the road, but is our tripcheck.com, which we have enhanced just this past week to include not only travel times for the main freeways in the metro areas, but we're utilizing technology that is allowing us to show congestion levels on most roads all around Oregon. So even if you are in central or eastern Oregon, you'll be able to get good information, real-time information on what's going on in the roads. Again, we expect the cell system to be pretty overloaded, so it may take time to get that information. So we're also putting these variable message signs out there to hopefully warn folks. Other transportation-related questions?
Well, this is a transportation question, but probably more for state police. What types of infractions are you going to be looking for? I mean, I know we've heard about don't park on the shoulders, but presumably that's a very short window of time for people to do that. Overall, what are you going to be watching?
Great question. My name is Bill Fugate with the State Police. We're working collaboratively with all our partners, especially ODOT, on the transportation. Our mission is transportation safety, obviously. We're just asking folks to keep moving. Don't stop on the shoulders for two obvious reasons. One, emergency vehicles we need to get through to fire, medical calls, police calls. And number two is the fire danger, getting vehicles in the shoulders this time of year. There's a lot of dry vegetation that could start a fire. So we're just asking people to always keep moving. Please don't stop. Pull into designated areas that need to rest, break, or anything of that nature. But we do expect people stopping on the highways or camping, and we're urging people not to. It's actually unlawful in Oregon to stop along the state highway. There's some exemptions, but for the view the Eclipse, it'll be unlawful. It could be cited or it could be towed, and we got to weigh public safety on keeping those shoulders open for the public. Any other?
Do you really expect to be towing people?
We can say we can try. There may be times we can, if we can get a tow truck there, if we can even get there. So, and just like Mr. Fuller said, we are deploying our resources around the state to do the best job we can to ensure the public safety during this event. And again, sticking with, impaired, we're worried about impaired driving, we're worried about people having a good time celebrating, so I urge people not to drive impaired, to take their time, and to please be safe.
Are you ramping up staffing, adding for the day, or and what window does that, day before, day after?
Right. Just like mentioned before, starting tomorrow through the 22nd, 23rd, we're all hands on deck. We're pulling detectives off their desk into uniforms. We're going to be out there just to give the biggest impact we can with our resources. Okay. Thank you.
We are going to have to wrap the question session. However, we have representatives from all of the state and federal agencies here for one-on-ones. Brian Hockaday and I are happy to facilitate that for you. I did want to give an opportunity for the governor to have some closing comments about this. And then, like I said, we are here to answer any questions you have. So, Governor Brown.
Thank you. I have to say, this group has been planning since the Cascadia Rising exercise in June of last year. It's been a coordinated effort with our local, our federal, and our tribal partners. We are working together diligently, and so we are hoping that folks will use common sense as we move forward, that people will have a great time for the 2017 solar eclipse, particularly in the path of totality, and that everyone stays safe. So thank you, and folks are happy to stay around to answer questions. We've got our science guy here from OMSI if you have any particular eclipse questions. So thank you all very much.